I came to MBF after a divorce. I didn't understand why my ex-wife left. I had struggled with pornography on and off, but I didn't think it was a cause. I didn't think it was a problem. Just kind of did it on the side and just it's there, but I don't think it didn't affect my life, at least in my mind. After she left, it gave me a reason to kind of evaluate myself. So I was like, why'd she leave? What happened? And then in that loneliness, living alone, I began to seek answers. Like what's going on? And of course, living alone is also a prime opportunity to turn to pornography, and to kind of help self-medicate, as I learned later on I was doing. And so that first year after she left, I turned to multiple relationships, trying to fulfill myself, to find hope, joy, peace, anything. I was on a road trip to Arizona, and I ended up was listening to Ted Roberts' book, Pure Desire, and it just struck a chord with me. I was like, oh, this is me. I'm like continuing to struggle. I know I don't want to do this. I know I'm not living the life that's God's called me to. I know there's so much more. God met me in that spot. So I started meeting with Dwight for counseling, and my whole life changed. Like I found somebody to talk to about my struggles that I'd never talked to anybody about before. I found hope and peace. I've found the way that pornography was affecting my mind, and that it was affecting how I related to women. I had unrealistic expectations for my wife. So I was able to see that, and then start the journey of healing and restoration, and learning the truth of what God says about me, and the truth of what pornography had done to me and how it affected me. So when I first came to MVF, I was excited. I was like this is what I need. I found a place where I belong. I found a place where I can share my story that I'd never shared with anybody before. And so it was exciting at first, but then the reality set in, and then I'm still struggling. I want to just be done. I want it to be better, be over this. Somehow God was still working. God was still using as I continued to do the work, as I continued to study, as I continued to listen to God and seek Him. He began to show me the pain I caused, and show me His truth, and the hope for the future. At the time, I was down, I was low, I was hurting. So much going on during the process of a divorce, loss of my kids, and all that. But there is that hope of what was to come, that I didn't know what God had, but I know He had called me, and I know that He is faithful. And so I just continued to do the work. And every time I kind of pushed through that, there's something where I know I needed to do, something I needed to grieve over, push past. God met me each of those places, those hard conversations that I really didn't want to have. The fear was there, but I did it anyway with God's help, and He met me there. And that's where the breakthrough and the healing began to move. Momentum began, where I could see God working. For me, it's being able to be open and honest, and not have that hidden part of myself where I feel like I have to hide my struggle. I can't be honest with people. Like I have this hidden life that no one knows about, to now where I can live with, feel like I have integrity. I feel like I can be open and honest with anybody that asks. I don't have to hide it. There's so much freedom in that, right? Just not living in that fear of I'm going to be found out or I'm a fake. Now I have the freedom to admit that that was a problem, to be able to confess to my ex-wife and apologize to her specifically and say, hey, I realize that I did this to you and I'm really sorry. I'm on a better path and that I can trust God for the future and that he's going to guide and direct. It's amazing where God's been able to move and where he's brought me. I've had a calling towards ministry in my life since I was young. At the same time, like at every point in my life, I didn't feel like I was ready. God's renewing that call in my life, and I'm able to pursue ministry now. I'm able to lead my youth group, my church. I'm pursuing an ordination track now, ministry, and able to do it while being honest and open about my struggle. It's not this hidden part of me anymore, and it's not this thing I'm worried about somebody's going to find out. It's, hey, this is what happened to me. This was my past. This is what I've struggled with, and it's still, I'm not completely over it, right? It's still a journey I'm walking through. I'm not perfect yet, and that's not the point. The point is that we're on the journey, drawing closer to God, going in the direction he calls us, doing better. I'm excited and thankful for what God's done, what he's going to do.